Hey there, I'd like you to meet Bacillus anthracis. Now, to the untrained eye, he might look harmless, but I assure you he's dangerous. No offense to Boeing 737 MAX 9. He's the bacteria responsible for anthrax, a rare disease that comes in a few different varieties. Cutaneous anthrax, which affects the skin, is the most common and least dangerous type. With some modern antibiotics, you should be good. However, gastrointestinal and inhalation anthrax are much deadlier. If diagnosed early, antibiotics still tend to be pretty effective, but in their later stages, you're cooked. With inhalation anthrax specifically, the early symptoms mimic those of the cold or flu, so you might just ignore it. But once the severe symptoms start, usually within like 2 to 3 days, not even O.J. Simpson's lawyers can save you.
Objection! Take that!
Get it? Because O.J. Simpson's the glove didn't fit on his hand. Anyways, so you might be wondering, how do I obtain this wonderful disease? Well, the answer is anthrax spores. While you might associate spores with fungi, bacteria can create spores too. More specifically, bacteria of the genus Bacillus or Clostridium. You probably know some of these. Clostridium tetani causes tetanus, Clostridium botulinum causes botulism, and of course Bacillus anthracis causes anthrax. When stressed due to a lack of nutrients or environmental conditions, these bacteria create what are called endospores, which contain the bacteria's DNA and other essentials needed to revive again. Once released, these spores are resistant to temperature, radiation, and other environmental conditions, allowing them to stay dormant on surfaces for decades at a time. In fact, they're so resistant that they can't even be destroyed by ordinary disinfectants. Now, imagine you have some enemies you need to dispose of, and you have access to an invisible weapon that can survive for a long time and just needs to be inhaled. All you need to do now is send some spores through the mail, and your ops have a fun surprise waiting for them. Well, some guy actually did that in 2001 and ended up killing 5 people. If you want to do this for yourself, you're probably out of luck. While its use for bioterrorism is a concern, anthrax itself is rare, and an antibiotic-resistant version would need to escape from a highly secured lab for this to be a real issue. It seems like Boeing realized this and decided that MRSA would be an easier way of silencing people. But if anyone does happen to get their hands on some bioterrorism-rated anthrax, my ex-wife's address is in the description.